Hey, mamas. Hello, hello. Realized I had my YouTube on the wrong place, so sorry about that. But let's talk about connection. Let's talk about that relationship with your team. Because I bet, mamas, you would like your teens to talk to you more. You would really like your teen to feel like they could come to you and talk to you about anything and really not, ignore you and probably, not go ugh and growl maybe a little bit, or even the back talk, the attitude that can come with the teen years. If that is you, you want to have a better relationship with your teen, let me know down below. And do know there are so many speakers at my upcoming event, Love to Learn 3, that can help, that want to help, that they are experts in the steps to take, the things to change, the things to improve, the foundations to build that will change that relationship between you and your team. We're only going to talk about 3 of them today, so if you want to check them all out, look at the link in the description after the video and sign up for Love to Learn 3. So definitely stick around so you can hear about these 3 amazing ladies. And remember, there are so many more speakers that are waiting to help you. So let's start with Karen Wagner. She and I talked about personalities. We talked about DISC, if you're familiar with that. If you are, familiar, I'd love to know, are you more D and I and S or a C? I gotta tell you, I think I'm pretty much mostly dominant. That just, yeah, I think that goes without saying if you've been here for any length of time. And why this is important to connection with your child, the personality traits, is for the fact that maybe you are dominant like myself and your kids aren't. Okay, Karen's also a dominant, so she gives some awesome examples in every interview we've ever done together, which I love. So just think about, okay, you want your teen to talk to you, you want your teen to want you in his life or her life, but yet those emotional needs aren't being met if you don't understand your child's personality. Okay, it's not that you're a bad mama. It's not that your teen hates you. It's just literally you're over here and your teen's way down here. I mean, it can be that simple that those personalities are not meshing. So that's like step number 1, is to even realize what kind of personality basically mix are you with Karen's parenting blueprint, but then also to figure out, okay, my teen's this, I'm this. How do we, meet in the middle? Like, what can I do as a mama? And what do I need to know about myself? And what do I need to know about my teens? Okay. Because this is going to be so important for your life now with your teen, no matter if you got a middle schooler, high schooler, or college student, and going forward when your teens grow up and you want to continue that relationship as they are adults. Okay. So, personalities really change how we think, actions we take, and just who we are. So, big part of connection. Another speaker to tell you about is Deborah Beck. We talked a lot about those behaviors. Okay, so a little bit like what we talked about with Karen, who you are, the actions you take based on personalities. Well, Deborah talked about, okay, where are your emotions, your triggers, those feelings that you have as a mama are going to project out onto your teen. Okay, so Deborah talked a lot about the difference of love versus fear. Okay, are you going to your teen out of a place of fear? Are you going and approaching your teen out of a place of love? Okay, 2 very different things, and your teen's going to react very, very differently. Okay, so do know that you want to not let your teen know you're scared. You don't want to be at that place of fear, of worry, of being, terrified, and really let your teen basically get scared off because you're scared. I mean, that's literally what's happening. Okay. And Deborah talks about the fact that that fear usually comes off as you're trying to fix your teen, and none of us want to be fixed. Okay. So it really does come down to your energy. And I know I used to think that was very wooey, the whole idea of energy, like really. But I got to tell you, it's a real thing. Like our brain, our minds, the energy, that's a real thing. Okay. So definitely listen to Deborah's interview if you want to know, just by doing this, by thinking this way and then doing this thing, That's why my teen's acting that way. That's why we're having this problem connecting, like since this point in my child's life, or oh, that thing that I said and led to this, or figure out what you really did without knowing that you did. So you can listen to these ladies' interviews at Love to Learn 3. I've got one more lady, Stephanie Pinto, I want to tell you about. Before I do, though, I want to say thanks for being here. Thanks for watching on the YouTube channel of me, Ace Cookie Tutoring, as well as my business page on Facebook. I'm the Summit Hostess. I'm also a study skills tutor. So if you would love to help your teen love to learn, be sure to sign up for this event and subscribe and follow, because there are over 800 videos here on my channel waiting for you. So these ladies, we talked about how these emotions, how these actions, how these personalities, how all of this connection, relationship, communication stuff relates to learning. Okay, so we didn't even talk about that here yet, but we did in our interviews. So with Stephanie Pinto, if you know her, you know that emotional intelligence is her jam. All right, that is her expertise. So if you know a lot about it and you want to hear from an expert, listen to Stephanie's interview. If you're like, Jessica, I've heard this term, but I don't know how to use it, I don't know what it means, listen to Stephanie's interview. And if you are here and you're like, yeah, I want to be better connected with my teen, another reason to listen to Stephanie's interview, because you have to know what emotions are, know what emotions really are going to basically kind of help or hurt. Stephanie made a good point, a fascinating point in our interview, that emotions aren't bad. They are just emotions. They're telling us things, but yet we have to be able to accept them, and we have to acknowledge them. We have to even know that they are there. That's part of emotional intelligence. So when you're yelling, when you're getting angry at your teen, well, we have to think about, what are your emotions as a parent, and then what emotions is your child feeling. Okay, so a lot of fascinating ideas that Stephanie shared, not only about the basics, kind of some definitions of emotional intelligence, but then also thinking about, okay, this is what we expect of, adults. This is what we expect of kids. And then this is what we expect of ourselves. Okay, so definitely listen to Stephanie's interview and learn where this emotional intelligence piece, this really emotion side of things, fits into connection with your team. So there are 37 more interviews that I did mention in this video. I brought up the college topic the other day. We still have so much more about communication to talk about, so much more about money, about learning in general. I mean, there are so many things we could talk about, because there are 40 interviews that you'll have the chance to watch starting February 26th. So if you haven't signed up for the event yet, do so now at the link in the description, so you don't miss any interviews. Okay, the interviews are only going to be available for 24 hours. So if you see this, maybe you catch the replay and you haven't signed up for the event yet, you have until the 10th, but just know you only get to watch interviews for a very short amount of time. So you might want to buy a VIP pass so you can go back and catch up on interviews, or if you buy it now, you'll get the lowest price before the event, and you'll also be able to watch the interviews whenever you want in audio, video, and transcript form. So if you're like me and you would much rather read than listen, then you want the VIP pass. So thanks for being here, mamas. Have an awesome night. Good weekend. Remember, connection with your teen is possible. The ladies I mentioned today are an awesome, awesome, awesome starting point. Have a good one. Talk to you soon.